Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janani. If you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to show you guys how I made these marble Wayne gold earrings. For this project, I'll be using Sculpey Soufflé in the shade of Igloo and Sculpey Primo in the shade of Translucent. I always get questions on what brand I use, so these are the brands I always use on my earrings. I'm going to be mixing about one section of the Igloo and half a section of the Translucent. I recommend you condition and mix your clay very well. After the colors are mixed very well, I formed it into a ball and cut it using this flexible blade into small pieces. Then I carefully separated these pieces. I also made some of these pieces round so they don't fit together like a puzzle. To make sure these pieces hold their shape, I put them separate in a piece of paper and put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes. Next, I laid a piece of cling wrap to protect my surface. To create the gold vein effect, I'm going to be using Aztec Gold by Pearlex. If you do not have any Pearlex powder, I recommend you just scrape a old eyeshadow. I added a generous amount of Pearlex powder to the clay pieces. Then I mix it very well, making sure each and every piece is covered with Pearlex powder. Then to help these pieces bind back together, I'm going to be using some liquid Sculpey translucent clay. With the help of liquid clay, I formed these pieces back together into a ball. Using a roller, I formed my ball into a cube. To make it easier for the next step, I put it in the freezer for about 20 minutes. And here comes the fun part. I began slicing pieces from the top of the cube. I sliced away several pieces without worrying about the thickness of these pieces. Then I rolled a sheet of clay on the thickest setting of my pasta machine and started placing the pieces that I cut from the cube onto the sheet. Then to smoothen up the surface on this slab, I use a piece of paper and my roller. Then I put it through my pasta machine, gradually going down to about the third thickest setting. And if you have any imperfections, you can always add a piece of extra clay and smoothen it down. Then I began cutting the shapes for the earrings. I used my trusty cookie cutters and my homemade shapes. Don't forget to use your scraps. These can make really cute marble patterns. And like always, I'm using a solid color to cut some pieces of my earrings. Since my working surface is a tile, it's so easy for me to bake the pieces. I sandwich my pieces in between a piece of paper and another tile. This way my pieces won't get air trapped in, causing bubbles. And I bake my pieces for about 1 hour in 225 Fahrenheit. When my pieces are baked and cooled down, I move on to sanding. First, I dip my piece in some soap water. Then, I glide my sander carefully along the sides of my piece. I carefully remove any imperfections on the surface as well. I'm going to be using this 800 grit sandpaper to remove any extra Pearl-Ex powder that is sitting on the surface. I began by dipping my piece in soap water. I sanded the surface using circular motions, removing the extra Pearl-Ex powder. Then I gave it a quick rinse to remove the gunk. Using the drill bit attachment that came with this sander, I'm going to be drilling some holes for the jump rings. Then I'm using my favorite Sculpey Gloss Glaze to finish my pieces, and I'll be using a soft bristled brush to apply this glaze. I add about 3 coats of this glaze and I leave 30 minutes in between each coat. I don't know if it was just me, but this glaze smells like chocolates, I swear to God. After my pieces are nice and dried, I moved on to adding my jump rings and adding the earring post with my favorite Loctite super glue. And if you don't like using super glue, make sure you check my previous video. I have another solution. And that is the end of this tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. Please subscribe, comment and like, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys next week.